Val, I'm just so darn bummed. All anyone wants to talk about is Donald Trump.
Donald Trump? Isn't he the one that's like, you're all losers?
Hillary Clinton making a cameo last night on Saturday Night Live and taking a shot at Donald Trump. Here with reaction now is the co-host of The Five, our Dana Perino. Good morning. Thanks for being with us. So what do you think about this? I mean, how'd she do?
I think that, number one, smart thing for her to go, right? Because remember, the campaign told the New York Times, we're going to show that she's a lot more likable. So she gets to go on. She has a cameo. It's the season premiere. They're not going to be mean to you when you show up in person. Okay, so there's plenty to make fun of her about, but when you're there, it's very hard to make fun of them. And remember, anytime a liberal is going to go on SNL, the jokes are going to be at the Republicans' expense. No matter what. Even if they think that they're pretty funny, it will always be negative towards the Republicans.
They did take a small crack at her about her email scandal.
Small.
Well, and Bill Clinton shows up and sort of mocks the fact that he's got two of her and he runs out of the room.
Right.
Daryl Hammond playing Bill Clinton.
Yeah, so I think, like, it's funny, but this is a weird thing for me in watching the campaigns, and this goes for all of them, all of the candidates. These types of appearances used to be like the spice that you added to the dish at the end of the meal to just sort of spice it up a little bit. It's actually now like the actual meal. The bread and butter of the campaign seems to be these shows that are not... And, you know, like every once in a while you might do 60 Minutes and sprinkle a little spice on. Bill
Clinton, Arsenio Hall, famously playing the saxophone back. That was the spice, but he had a lot of sit-down interviews before that. Great point. What about Joe Biden potentially getting into
So the news, breaking news from yesterday from CBS saying that they have more sources saying that he's likely to make a decision the next few days. Last week at the UN General Assembly here in New York, you know, all the muckety-mucks and elitists were up here. But a lot of them think that Joe Biden is going to do it. And I think that if you look at the deadlines that he is facing, not just the one about the Democratic debate, which is October 13th, and I can't wait. I'm going to watch that with my popcorn and my Milk Duds and my dog. But it's the fact that he has to file with certain states if he's actually going to make it on the ballot by November 1st. So if he is going to get in, he doesn't have a very big window to wait any longer.
No, that's for sure. I heard you say something so smart the other night. You said by the end of this month, there'll be a much smaller field on the Republican side. Some people will drop out, likely. And you had advice for people who are going to be exiting the race. What is that?
Yes, I wrote a little column for FoxNews.com. It was called Dana's Do's and Don'ts. This is a Kennedy-inspired idea. One of the things I said is that if you're looking at these campaigns, there's about 7 candidates on the Republican side who right now you have to be asking yourselves, you know you're not going to be president of the United States. So you have to have an exit strategy. And one of the things I recommend is, number one, don't be embarrassed. Okay, so you threw your hat in the ring, and that's not an easy thing to do. Number two, always make sure that you write your own statement so that people actually hear your voice. Number three, do not let your staff find out about it from the press first. They have worked hard. They've got up every day. They have dedicated to you. They probably took a pay cut. They've worked Saturdays and Sundays, weekends, nights, everything. They have lived for you. And if they find out about it on Twitter first, that is not a good thing.
And that happens a lot.
It's happened recently. The other thing is, don't run up a lot of campaign debt in the hopes that you might be able to squeak out another couple of weeks. It's not good for you or for your supporters, and certainly not good for your future prospects, because people won't want to support you again.
So who's getting out?
Well, I think that, I won't name names, but I think that if you look at the bottom 7, I think those 7 will probably be gone by Christmas.
Yeah, I would have to think. Dana Perino.
So. Do you love having me on Fox and Friends weekend?
Yeah, honestly, then you know, we've
spent 3 hours and 20 minutes waiting for it. That was all. It was like an aperitif. The rest of the show, when we get to this. Fantastic.
Yeah, what can we serve you for breakfast next time? So you come back?
By the way,
yes.
Did you see Trump pull a gun out?
I did not see Trump pull a gun out.
Got to watch the video. It was a handgun.
Oh no, I do think that he's, you know, he's staying on top of the polls. I don't see how he's expanding his coalition for more supporters. That will be his next challenge.
All right, check her out on The Five. Dana, thank you so much.
Thanks, Dana.